Hey, Cowboys fan. I'm sure you've been feeling it lately, the frustration, the disappointment, and that nagging feeling that this season isn't going the way it should. After a promising start, the Dallas Cowboys now sit at 3-6, with losses piling up and the fans growing more and more restless. And if you've been paying attention to the latest news, one question is on everyone's mind: is Mike McCarthy on his way out? Now, we're all familiar with the highs and lows of being a Cowboys fan, but this season feels different. The team came into this year with so much hope. On paper, it looked like we had a squad ready to challenge for the Super Bowl. But here we are, stuck in the middle of a disaster, with McCarthy at the helm, and things just aren't clicking. From questionable play calling to an offense that can't seem to get going, it's hard to ignore the signs. The loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, where we got completely dominated, was just the latest example. Fans are starting to question if McCarthy is the right man for the job. Honestly, how many more losses is Jerry Jones going to tolerate before he makes a change? And more importantly, who's going to replace McCarthy if that time comes? Before we dive deeper, let me ask you something. Do you think McCarthy deserves to keep his job? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I'm curious to hear what you think. And while we're at it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell. It's the best way to stay in the loop and help us get closer to our goal of 12,000 subscribers. Your support means a lot to us. As the pressure mounts, one name keeps popping up in the rumors: Deion Sanders. Yes, Coach Prime himself. But is there any real chance of him taking over the Cowboys? Could he be the spark this team desperately needs? Let's take a closer look at the speculation surrounding Sanders and what it could mean for the future of the Cowboys. Alright, let's get into it. If you've been following the latest buzz around the Cowboys, there's one name that keeps popping up over and over again: Deion Sanders. You heard me right, Coach Prime himself, the man who's been turning heads in college football, is suddenly at the top of every Cowboys fan's wish list. Now, before you roll your eyes, hear me out. We've seen how Sanders has taken Colorado from being a team no one cared about to a Big 12 contender, and he's done it with style. His energy is unmatched, his leadership is undeniable, and let's not forget his connection to the Cowboys. Remember, he was a star cornerback here back in the 90s, a key piece in our defense during some of the most iconic seasons in franchise history. Bringing him back into the fold, this time as the head coach? It's a dream scenario for many Cowboys fans. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Sure, Deion has turned Colorado into a winner, but jumping to the NFL is a whole different ballgame. The NFL is a league full of high-stakes, pressure-packed games, and expectations that never stop. Is Sanders ready to make the leap? Does he have what it takes to turn the Cowboys into true Super Bowl contenders once again? Now, I want to hear from you. Do you think Deion Sanders is the right fit for the Cowboys? Or is it too big of a jump for him? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let's get this conversation going. And, by the way, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. We're growing, and we'd love for you to be part of our journey to 12,000 subscribers. Your support means the world to us. So, what's the real appeal of Sanders taking over as head coach? It's not just about his charisma or his name recognition, it's about what he could bring to the table. Deion's all about accountability, leadership, and creating a culture of success. He's someone who doesn't just want to win. He demands greatness from his players, and that's something the Cowboys have been missing for years. Now, let's talk about Jerry Jones. You know him, he's the owner, the face of the Cowboys, and honestly, the guy who makes the big decisions. And here's where things get really interesting. We've seen Jerry make moves that revolve heavily around nostalgia. He loves to relive the glory days of the 90s, when the Cowboys were kings of the NFL. The 90s were his era, and he's been trying to recapture that magic for years. Now, here's where Deion Sanders comes in. Think about it, Sanders was a key part of those glory years. He was prime time, the flashy cornerback who changed the game. Jerry was there, watching his team dominate with Deion leading the way. Fast forward to today, and it's clear that Jerry's love for that era hasn't faded. So, bringing Sanders in as the next head coach? It could be the perfect mix of nostalgia and ambition that Jerry needs. But it's not just about looking back. The Cowboys are stuck in a rut right now. Sure, we've had some great players and big-name coaches, but for some reason, we can't break through. If you were Jerry, wouldn't you want to make a splash? Deion is a bigger-than-life personality, and he could bring that much-needed energy and excitement back to Dallas. He's a guy who knows how to win, and he knows how to bring out the best in his players. I've got to ask you, do you think Jerry Jones is ready to make that move? Is he finally going to make a change and bring in a coach who can turn things around? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's get this debate going. And if you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest on the Cowboys. We're aiming for 12,000 subscribers, and with your help, we can get there. Don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss a video. Now, we all know Jerry's decision-making isn't always predictable. He might be leaning toward Deion, or he could surprise us all with someone else. But one thing's for sure, the Cowboys are at a crossroads, and something big needs to happen soon. Will Jerry take the plunge and bring in Coach Prime, or will he stick with the status quo?
Alright, so let's say Jerry does decide to bring in Deion Sanders. There's no denying it would shake things up. But let's be real, college football and the NFL are two totally different worlds. Sure, Deion's had success with Colorado, transforming the Buffaloes into a powerhouse practically overnight, but stepping into the NFL is a massive leap. In college, Deion can connect with young players, motivate them, and bring out their raw potential. But in the NFL, you're dealing with established stars, huge egos, and a different kind of pressure. Every play is scrutinized, every mistake is amplified, and the expectations are sky high. Would Deion's bold, energetic coaching style translate to the pros? Think about it, one of the biggest challenges he'd face is adapting to NFL systems, managing player contracts, and handling the relentless scrutiny from fans and media. But here's what makes Deion unique, he's got that it factor. He knows how to command respect, and his presence alone could inspire the team. His leadership is exactly what a franchise like the Cowboys might need to snap out of this cycle of mediocrity. So, here's my question to you, do you think Deion Sanders could handle the NFL? Or would he be in over his head? I want to hear your take in the comments. Would he bring that same fire and passion to the Cowboys, or would the challenges of the NFL be too much? Let's get the discussion going. And hey, if you're enjoying this breakdown, make sure to hit subscribe and ring that notification bell. Your support keeps us going and helps us bring you more content. We're on our way to 12,000 subscribers, and we'd love for you to join the Cowboys Nation community here on the channel. We're almost there, just one more chapter to go. With all the potential and the risk, what would it really mean for the future of the Cowboys if they brought in Coach Prime? Let's wrap it up in the next chapter. So, here we are, Cowboys fan. We've talked about the frustration, the speculation, and the possibility of bringing Deion Sanders in as head coach. Now, the big question is, what would it really mean for the future of the Cowboys? Imagine it, Coach Prime stepping into AT&T Stadium, leading America's team. It would be a shift that no one could ignore. The energy, the excitement, the change, all of it would be unlike anything we've seen in years. Deion is the kind of coach who doesn't just focus on the X's and O's, he builds a culture, a mentality. With him, every player knows that nothing short of excellence will do. And that's exactly what the Cowboys need right now. But of course, there's risk. Hiring Deion would mean taking a chance on a coach with no NFL head coaching experience. It would be bold, and maybe even a little crazy. But if there's one thing we know about Jerry Jones, it's that he loves to make a splash. Could this be the move that takes us back to the top? Or would it be just another headline in a long list of big moves that fell short? I'm curious, if it were up to you, would you bring in Deion Sanders as head coach? Would you be willing to take that gamble, knowing it could either reignite the Cowboys' winning tradition or set us back even further? Let me know in the comments below. And if you've enjoyed this breakdown, go ahead and hit subscribe and enable the notification bell. We're on the road to 12,000 subscribers, and every bit of your support helps us keep bringing you the latest and greatest on our Cowboys. Let's keep this conversation alive and see where the Cowboys' journey takes us next. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for more updates on Cowboys News TV.